what day it is. It's Monday.
I know. People, that's the interesting thing about this shutdown is it seems like nobody knows what day of the week it is.
It gets a little confusing because they blur together a little more.
It does.
Yeah.
Especially for people staying at home, working from home, school from home, that stuff.
Right.
I'm thinking it's interesting, too, this new normal that exists because people have a desire to be social.
Right.
But it's virtually impossible right now.
Yeah.
And so people are doing all this stuff online. And this is where I think technology is keeping people in touch, especially with grandparents and friends and things like that. So you're seeing
like FaceTime, Zooms, House Party, all that stuff.
Yeah, everybody over the weekend was asking me, what's that app that
House
Tiffany
Party
recommended?
It's the best app. It's so much fun. And you can play games on it.
That's
with,
cool.
With other people.
With other people.
Yeah.
So David Caruso, who's a regular contributor here on the Morning Blend, did a virtual brunch yesterday on a Sunday. This is his husband, Adam, preparing some of the food. And what a spread they had.
Yeah, that's fancy.
That
of course, we expect nothing less.
Yes, they had fruit and they had a Bloody Mary bar and mimosas.
For themselves.
For
this
themselves.
Is not to be shared.
Yes, exactly. They had little egg nests with hash browns, and then they donned different hats. They got
wigs.
And wigs. They had dozens and dozens of people tuning in and commenting, which is really cool for them. But I do think it's this new thing, the way that people are staying in touch and trying to reach out to friends.
Well, that's the thing, and that's not normal because they were doing a Facebook Live, which you know a lot of people are doing private like groups together. But it's funny because speaking of not being able to keep track of the days, I think it's funny because everyone's like, oh, let's do a virtual happy hour on Tuesday or on Monday, and then they're like down in a bottle of wine, and I'm like, okay, we're still working.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
still a weekday.
You forget that it's still a Monday or whatever. So I'm like, okay, you guys need to tone down the virtual happy hours a little.
Yeah. Well, I was
people are getting bored.
Yeah, they are bored. And speaking of bored, we've been playing board games a lot lately.
You know what's funny? I just realized when you said that board games are like board games. Yeah, I never put that together before.
My kids were so excited to get the new online ultimate banking form of Monopoly because we've been playing a lot of
fancy.
It's so fancy. It's credit cards. It's all electronic. There's no cash.
So Bitcoin?
There's no cash exchange. There's no Venmo. Okay. There's no cash exchanging hands. But then they did not like the new electronic version. So they put it all away and got out the old-fashioned version of Monopoly. And we have played. So
I love hearing that. I don't know, something so nostalgic about that.
Yeah, and to keep it real, when I say, okay, tonight, who's going to decide what we're doing for family time? They're like, again?
Yeah, rolling the eyes.
I'm like,
yeah, it's not like love and rainbows.
It's not like, oh, yeah, let's do this, Mom, you know? But what's funny is, so I said, you have to choose. And they have chosen things that aren't movies and TV shows and things like that. They've been choosing things where we actually interact.
That's cute.
Which is a little shocking, especially because my oldest is 20.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cute. I haven't played as many games as just for the first time ever because I actually don't really keep up that much on like series, TV, Netflix, all that stuff. I binge TV like no one's business this weekend.
What'd you watch?
Tiger King and Ozark finished both of them in 2 days.
I'm impressed.
And it was incredible and worth every second of it.
That's a lot of TV.
Have you started to watch Tiger King?
I watched the whole thing.
Ben, you watched it? Anybody
Ben
else?
watched it?
You guys watch it yet? No, nerd. Okay, you did.
Nerd.
Okay.
I think you're welcome. I think everybody on our staff watches it. So it's a true crime documentary.
It's a docuseries
about Joe Exotic. This guy, his full name is actually 3 names, but it's like watching, people will say, like a train wreck.
Yes.
But I have to share this sidewalk art with you because one of my son Joseph's friends, Grover, did this on his sidewalk. You got to check this out. And when I saw it on Facebook,
I got to get up and look at it.
I was like, can you see it?
Yeah, what does it say?
It says Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic. Oh my God, with the mullet.
Is that hilarious? With the American flag.
Oh my gosh, that's
incredible.
For president.
Isn't
That's
that great?
incredible. Yeah.
Maybe
he could be a write-in for anyone who does, with the voting right now. If you're not happy with what's going on, just write in Joe Exotic.
But it is now the most popular TV show. I just looked it up.
Is it real? I believe it.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it gave it 98 or 97%, and it is now the most popular. It surpassed Ozark and a number of other ones, and it just came out March 20th.
Because people want to feel good, and it's like not only is it feel good, but then you realize how great your life is watching their theirs.
Theirs is so messed up.
I've never felt so normal in my whole life.
I just think it's fascinating that teenagers are watching it too, because people my age are totally into it.
The only thing I don't like about it is that it does give cat people a little bit of a bad name. And like the whole time I was watching it, all I heard was like, see, this is cat people. I was like, no, it's not. We are great, wonderful, normal people.
Well, in fairness to you and other cat people,
I would.
These are big cats.
Yes.
And they're exact. I don't want to do any spoiler things, but there's some interactions that are pretty scary with these wild animals.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, keep in mind, even if you're trained and you raise them from pups, they're still lions.
Pups. How about from cats?
Oh, some
kittens,
kitties.
Like little...
Sorry. From babies, they're still wild animals that are predators.
I think about just my cat alone, and when he fights with me and we're just playing, if he were that size, he would maul me.
Yeah.
I mean, he tries, I think, to murder me often in my sleep. He plots and tries. It's very clear. So cats cannot be trusted at that size.
Exactly. Yeah, I love it. All right. Well, we got a great show coming up for you. We're just kind of trying to keep it light because we know that people are home right now.
Yeah,
Our sound off question
us.
too is, what have you learned from your spouse while working from home?
We got some funny actual tweets that people have put out that are real funny to go along with that. So let us know.
So funny.